Ivaka. Karibu sana Iva. I don't have a watch. Is it morning or afternoon? Good morning, everyone. How are you? My name is Ivanjero. Just as you have heard, I work for and with Child Fund for a grant. With me, I came with the people that we have been working with in the grants and working so closely with Elimu Yetu Coalition. Most of the times are the ones that we confuse the project. The project is Elimu Kidijitali, and when we are reporting, we say Elimu Yetu. We confuse the project because Elimu Kidijitali, Elimu Yetu, most of the time we confuse them. So Dorcas and Frida, kindly say hi to the team so that we proceed.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Dorcas Nyakundi. I work as a project assistant based in Kiambu with 2 schools. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Frida Gaita. I'm working for Child Fund, the Elimu Kidijitali project, as a project assistant. I'm implementing in Murang'a County. I'm working in 3 schools. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I will share more into the project. But before that, I would like us to go to understand who is Child Fund and where is Child Fund, where do they work, and what they do. So Child Fund is a child-focused development organization that works for children to ensure that they grow healthy, educated, skilled, and safe. Child Fund Kenya, or the Kenya Child Fund, is a member of the Child Fund International, where we work the end office is in America, but the international offices works in Asia, Africa, and America. So we have a global network of 12 organizations that assist over 23 million people, including over 16 million children in more than 70 countries. So basically, that is Child Fund. Our mission is to build the capacity of deprived, excluded, and vulnerable children, improve their lives, help them become leaders who bring a lasting and positive change to their community, promote societies whose individual and institutional values protect and advance the worth and the rights of children, and enrich supporters' lives through their support of our cause. So this, I talked of Child Fund Kenya being part of Child Fund International, but there are so many Child Fund Alliance members, where We World is part of it. Actually, right now we have a project that we are working with them. We have also Banfonden. All these are alliance members, operating in different countries, having different operations, but we are all Child Funds. So where we work as Child Fund International, we work in Africa, Ethiopia, and here there is country offices in all these countries. So there is a country office, there is staff, local staff who are working in these countries for Child Fund International. In Kenya, the funny part is Child Fund could be working in your area of operation, but most probably you don't know. Because we work with local partners, and our aim is to build capacities for the local organization or the grassroots organization. So Fund gets money from our main portfolio of money that comes to Child Fund is through sponsorship. So when the money comes, it is divided into different implementing partners. Currently, we have 13 implementing partners, where 11 are indirect implementing partners, and 2 Child Fund is implementing directly with the aim to transition to the point where we have an implementing partner taking place. So we don't work in the full county. If you look at the Nairobi, Kiambu, Murang'a, when we talk of Kiambu, Nairobi, Murang'a, it doesn't mean that we work in the full of the Nairobi. We work into groups we call them focus groups. So these are chamas, some sort of chamas or developmental chamas in the village. They're the ones that identified families that need the support of Child Fund. So they sit down, write minutes, they forward the names to the sponsorship staff that are in different locations, and if the case hold water, they are forwarded and put into the pool of children who are looking for sponsorship. And once you, as a willing person who would be willing to sponsor, you go and choose a kid so that you can sponsor. How do children come on board? Our target is always a 0 to 5 year child, not unless there is critical or a high need to enroll a child who is older than that. And I will put that, I'll give the reason as to why. I always say when you are given a 10-year-old and a 2-year-old, and you're supposed, even though you are inheriting from your sister or brother, you'll choose the 2-year, sindio? Because this is a child that you want to see grow with you. You want to have that relationship from since when they were young as they grow. So that's why we target 0 to 5. That is a child that is easy to create the relationship with and all that. So that is how we work. So we are in all those, it's okay, we are in all those counties. So these are some of the local NGOs or local organizations that we work with. They are in different areas. We have the Kilimanjaro, which is in Kajiado. We have Nawiri, which is in, Nawiri is in Samburu, I think so. Yeah, and the Samburu also children program. In some areas you'll meet that we have 2 organizations sharing in the same counties. We have Lake Region in Busia and Homa Bay. We have Pioneer, which is Nyeri, Meru, and Laikipia. We have Emari dedicated in Makueni County. We have the ECDP, or the Eastern Community Development, that is mostly in Machakos. We have the Frontiers for Turkana, West Pokot area. And we have the Chandrais for the Rakanidi and Embu. So in Nairobi and Kisumu is where we are working directly, or we are implementing directly using the Nairobi Metropolitan Program and WCCP, that is Western, it has a name. So I think we are used to those ECDP, WCCP until you don't grasp the details. So which are some of our priority areas? We have child protection that is fully integrated in all interventions that we do. We have WASH programs. We have health and nutrition. We are too vocal on issues of nurturing care, ECD, ECD, nutrition and all that. We have education. We have household and economic strengthening. We have risk disaster reduction, emergency response, food security, and of course, advocacy. So how do we work? Our work is mostly on life stages. Remember we want children who are, if you are listening to me, our aim is to ensure children grow healthy, amko mnasikiza, protected. We want to have children who grow healthy, educated, skilled, and safe. So in all this, if you listen to those words, they sit in different levels. At life stage 0 to 5, here is where the child is developing. So we come up with a programming that cuts across into that. There we have ECD, education, nutrition, where the parents are trained on how to give food to the children, what kind of nutrients are good at that level. Issues to do with maternal health, everything is spoken at that level. Then educated and confident children, that is 6 to 14. Here we ensure that children build a foundation for lifelong learning. We support education in different levels in all the implementing partners. We also ensure that they transition into adolescence. Like right now, right now, we are at the point of sharing dignity kits for children. We work in some of the areas where the poverty level is a bit high. So you provide dignity kits for these children, especially at the teenage age as they navigate. Together with the sanitary towels, we ensure that there is education policies on how to integrate social, emotional learning, responsibilities, all that thing is well put there. For us, a child goes up to 24, because again, if you are encouraging a lifelong learning, is it fair to leave a child at 18 years? Amemaliza kusoma kweli? So a child is up to 24, so that they transition to college and acquire learning. At this point, we assist even with bursaries for some of the very vulnerable children, and also expose them to career guidance, expose them to career, what do we call them? Apprenticeships and exposures to different universities, so that they are able to run some of this. So when I have seen someone frown when I send exposure to universities, not really like to go and learn, but we take them there to go and see what is happening in the university, what career paths are there, what can we really adopt from this. So this is our theory of impact, or how we view our impact. As much as we are child-focused child, if a child is the only one who is empowered and the society is not empowered, are we making any difference? So for us, our focus is on the child and the family to ensure that, yes, the child and the family, they are well taken care of. But also we take care of the community. The community is the schools where they are, the places or the villages where they live in, and also the systems. We work so closely with the government, and so much into advocacy, because when the systems are well set, we ensure that the child and the family as the basic unit of any society, we have a lasting impact in all that. So these are some of the partners or donor networks, especially within Kenya. These are some of the people that we work so closely, and they fund some of the initiatives that we have in the grassroots. Yeah, that's all for that. Now, and to the reason as to why we met with Erimietu Coalition, we went then away somehow, and we are told we were among the founding members of Erimietu, but kiburi kaingia tukatoroka kindogo, and we came back humbled. Have you seen the way you leave? You leave your ex, then you come back humbled. We came back humbled and begging. Yeah, after, yeah, with children. We came back humbled, and we were like, ex, take us the way you want. We have no problem. We shall co-work with you. So into the Kicd, It is Elimu Kidijitali. I know it is challenging. Omwega, you've already grasped the name now. Okay. Now, so Elimu Kidijitali is digital learning projects that aims to transform learning through improved, equitable ICT, digital learning access in primary schools. So, who is our funder? Or who is our funding partner? They changed their name, I think, a month ago. So, they are calling themselves Chologusan for children, formerly Child Fund Korea. So they were gracious enough. They gave us around 63 million shillings to be used in our primary schools. The project goal is to improve the digital landscape, environment, and opportunities for 8,300 learners to explore, learn, connect safely, free from any exploitation and harm by December 2025. That is to tell you, we are closing the project. So we are located in 10 schools, which are spread in 3 counties. We have 5 in Nairobi, 3 in Makandara or Starehe. I think that's one of the education sub-county which is confused because up to now I don't know which is which. But we are in Makandara, Starehe sub-county. In 3 schools, we have 2 in Njiro sub-county, that is St. Dominic and Njiro in Mwiki. We have 3 in Murang'a, Peter Karaoke, Swani, and Kangangu Primary. Most of you may not know Kangangu because it is far. Then we have Kikuyu Township and Nderi Primary School in Kiambu County. Duration situshamalizana nayo? So what are some of the outcomes, or what are some of the outcomes that we really hoped to achieve by the time we are finalizing this project? Number 1 was to have school communities that have improved digital learning environments. Learners have increased access to quality digital learning and education services and improved legal framework or policy environment in favor of digital literacy. And at this point, which is the most recent policy in terms of ICT integration and training in schools? Not Omwega to answer. Another person? Do we have, who can give us when was it published? The newest policy on ICT integration and training from the Ministry of Education. Okay. Don't you know, Ama, you are acting not to know? Ama, you want to assume that okay. Sawa. It is the one that was published in 2021. That is what we are currently using. But they said there is one that is in draft that is yet to come. So this is our the project target population. A target. We targeted to train 80 teachers, divided into equal numbers for the same genders. Then we also earned runners. Our aim was to reach 8,300 runners across the 10 schools. And when we talk of 83 runners, we are not talking of grade 1 to grade 8, or from pre-primary to grade 9. This was set for grade 4 to grade 8. So that was the time to meet closely with government officials, around 150 of them, and of course, parents directly, 1,600 of them. Outputs. We have schools have digital learning equipment and devices. Teachers have enhanced pedagogical skills using digital learning devices. Parents and caregivers have improved knowledge, attitude, and practices on OXEA. OXEA is online child sexual exploitation and abuse, and online safety, and of course, engagement with government officials on digital learning. So, what are some of the challenges that we really hoped to address using this project? One was inadequate digital literacy and pedagogical skills needed to leverage ICT tools in classroom. There was also limited relevant digital learning content. That is, when you talk relevant, it means it is contextualized. Sindio? Then we have school equipment to assess appropriate softwares or education software and digital textbook in schools, and also parental engagement in learning of their children. And all of us know anytime we are talking of education, we have to talk of 3 key pillars. That is the teacher, the learner, and the parent. But the situation as it is, one is failing, sindio? Or one is left out. Are they left out? They don't know, by the way. They don't know they are supposed to be engaged somehow. Because when we were growing up, I think I couldn't be amongst the younger people from this other side. Our parents came to schools because it was annual AGM, just to come and be told we are earning school fee. Number 2, we are buying a bus. The fence is broken somewhere, and we need 5,000 from each one of you. So where a parent know I should be involved, I always joke and say, my dad was always concerned with my score in maths. And I would just get home. Resort form? Ulipata nini maths? The moment you report, he doesn't care about if there was English, there was mathematics, geography, or anything else in that paper, and we are good to go. If you've performed well in maths, and you would always say, unajua nikiwa kangaroo. Okay. And you know, this is a person who is talking of kangaroo, and somehow that was the end of kangaroo. The kangaroo is kangaroo school. Now, talking with the other direct. So what are some of the key achievements that we've done in that span of 1 year also? We have been able to distribute 280 tablets. The number that I'm giving is cumulative. So any number that I give you divide by 10. Sinisawa. So 210 tablets in equal. At this level we did. Is it equity ama equality? Equity, sindio? We gave everything an equal. We didn't care if a school was in one stream of 200 runners, 100 or 20. We gave them equally. So 280 tablets, 20 Wi-Fi routers, which were fully paid for the internet until last month, that is November. We had charging cabinets to ensure that they are able to charge bulk of these devices at once. We are also, you know, in our primary schools, issues to do with power extension cables to ensure that power comes close home, projectors, classroom management systems, laptops for the teachers, and then as at now, as we talk from grade 4 to grade 8, we have 10,084 runners fully utilizing the digital learning devices. We have the teacher training. We took the teachers into training, and for these teachers, we trained them on how to integrate ICT in teaching, learning, and assessment. Going from the basics, we first did the need assessment on how we can customize our training. And they lied to us. They told us that they know how to use Google. Until the actual day of training, we start from level 5. And we realize they need to start from 0-1. So we had to customize again to start. And it is a sad and a good reality that they are accepting what is happening on the ground, but they are really willing to learn. Teachers are the most people who are anxious to learn, and they want to learn at a very high speed. So we graduated 61 teachers. In these levels, 61 teachers, that is around 6 classroom teachers per school, and of course, 2 people from the administration to be able to, you see, we believe in the end teacher being the driver of the wheel at the classroom. So the end teachers were put into a more in-depth kind of training. How do you even get more funds to pay for this internet? And the BOMs, and we brought the BOMs, the PTAs, the chiefs, all those people, so that they know how to sustain. We have so many projects that are taking place in Kenya, and most of them end up being white elephants, because the moment the project faces out, you have not talked sustainability, so they are wondering, how do we move on? So we brought all of them together so that we are able to integrate ICT in teaching, learning, and assessment. We also have, on this other end, we have runners who have increased access to quality digital learning and education services. And it's a nice time to be alive, because you realize that these learners, you just have to tell them, pick this, and they learn with it. And most of the time, they are the ones who are showing the teachers. The teacher becomes now a literal facilitator. You see the way we talk of calling them facilitators. When you go for those lesson observation is when you realize that these learners, for sure, the teacher is just a facilitator, the learners will guide the others. Then we have established innovation clubs across all the schools. We have runners who are literally coding in those schools. And recently, one of the runners from a school in Jiro, actually it's in Jiro Primary, we had a runner who participated in the national coding program organized by a Japanese organization. And he came position 3, second runners up. Yeah, so you can see that they are doing well. Clap for them then, if you don't want to clap for me. We have 1,687 parents trained on issues to do with OXEA. We cannot talk of digital learning. We cannot talk of technology as we want to talk about it without talking of issues to do with online safety. So how do they identify? How do they mitigate? How do they report? How do they talk to their children? How do they come in? Because they are the ones who are buying the devices at home. See, it's not the school that is buying the devices. It is Kababa who is being bought the device by Mami, Sindio? Or Daddy is buying a Kababa a tablet, and he goes to the job and he knows that for the day I am certain I'm not going to need a nanny. So if you don't need a nanny, how are you ensuring the child is safe where you are away? We had a case. I want to rush very fast, but I want to give a story. We had a case in Murang'a, one of the schools, where the head teacher was the pedophile, is the one who was assaulting a grade 8 child. And it was not known, because anybody, you don't even imagine in the wildest idea that your child would be abused by the head teacher, until when the mother went and found that this boy is too much grown on the phone. And when he went there, the messages that he got, if it was not for the mob, the guy wouldn't be dead. But these are some of the things that we cannot fail to talk about. It is happening in our family, in our churches, in our schools, and we need to have time to talk about it. So we are sensitizing the parents. In all this, you may feel the numbers are so small, but what we are advocating is peer learning. So we have ambassadors among the parents. We have OXEA and digital learning champions within the schools as teachers to ensure that it is cascaded down. Since the resources are not enough, we can tap into each other so that we are able to train this down. We have been working so closely with the government officials, with Erimietu, with VVOB. We have been having so many engagement with the different key stakeholders in education so that we are able to push this agenda. So on advocacy, we have really pushed it. We have been working with CSO, now the curriculum support officers, on the ground to ensure that teachers are able to integrate that ICT skills in class. This is our impact and our reach. Very fast, I think we talked about it. Next. Some of the lessons learned during the project implementation, it is teacher capacity building is so needed. We need to enhance their confidence, and it can only happen if they are fully capacity building. Learner-centered digital learning, it is to ensure or to understand that learners are able to respond. They know. They just need to be trained. How do we train them? Like when we were establishing the coding clubs or the innovation clubs, we just told them we want to come up with this. Can you get a reader mwenye atakuwa na wa coordinate and take it over and learn with it? And I tell you fully, all the 10 schools, even in that school that you would not imagine could come up with something like that. The teacher is just there as a patron to be able to guide them on how to do. Then we have infrastructure and assess challenges. Well, of course, in a school like St. Dominic, one of it, where a class has 120 learners, and a school in Derry, which a class have 60 learners, you understand there is the gap of infrastructure. So that is something that needs to be addressed as soon as possible. We need to have robust monitoring and evaluation to provide feedback, to get evidence so that we are able to customize or program or come up with programs that have a lasting impact to the rest of each children. Integrating AI. I talked about it so slowly because I know that is a bone of contention. I don't want you to raise a question on that. But let me tell you, the moment you go to that class and we end the last training of the parent, of the teachers, we end the AI. How do they use AI to their advantage? Because every time you go to the class, they will tell you workaround. I have workaround, I have workaround, I have workaround. I am not able to create the professional documents. But one thing myself, I'm an advocate for, is ethical use of AI to better us. And I know if I asked you, how many have never used AI? Ata Google sahi najua you need AI. You Google anything and the first thing it is giving you, AI version. Then it gives you the others. That is to tell you, it's either the teachers, we as the actors in education, we have to accept to live with AI. I don't know where else we go because AI is here and it is here to stay. So it is how we use it ethically, how we use it to ensure that it is maximally to the advantage of education, not to corrupt it, not to dilute the quality of education, but to be of value to the education system. Then collaboration and stakeholder engagement, this one has really come in handy for us. The reason actually as to why we came to the X is because we didn't intend the X to help us penetrate and reach you, and it has really worked wonders. Thanks to our X. Then sustainability and scalability. At the planning and the maintenance, one thing that we were so vocal, even from the start, the project, and really, we really faced some challenges at the start. But one thing that we were so talkative about, even before we distributed these devices, after distributing the devices, is you need to know how to sustain this project come January 2026. You need to know how to ensure that this is not going just to be stocked into those drawers and carbon and the safes that you have. So people have come really on board to support on how to scale it up, on how to ensure that there is sustainability. There are schools that they know, they are saying, if we ask the teachers if they can buy data worth 20 bob every day, if we ask them for 50 bob or 100 in a month, it's not a biggie. See, they contribute for their lunch. So why can engaging learners and teachers in co-creation. Sometimes when we are sitting, or when people who are in the developmental world sit and emerging into their wills this idea that this is what the community needs, or this is what the runner and the teacher need. But to get into and the reason as to why we have many failed projects is because we don't engage the beneficiaries. So we need to bring them at the co-creation stages to ensure that higher adoption and impact. Next. So these are some of the recommendations that we have had, that we have for all stakeholders. There is need to address regional disparities, strengthen the partnerships, advocate for dissemination of digital learning policies to schools, counties, and sub-counties. You'll be worried that this thing is not known. Even to the very capture chairs, to the end teachers, they don't know. Then explore alternative power sources, such as solar power, portable generators, foster multi-agency collaboration with community organizations, enhance educational initiatives that focus on online safety. It is the high time we talk about it, and it needs to be integrated. Parental engagement is vital in the learning of learners. And of course, we contextualize learning content that reflects local examples. Sometimes I don't know if you have the opportunity to look at those textbooks. And some of the examples given, the learners do not relate. Recently, my child, where they go to school, they were having a grandma day in school. And the school had a box done to be cow, and they should learn how to milk a cow under that box. And I was worried of that child who has never gone to Ushago, because a box and a ng'ombe, those are two different things. They will never relate. And that is the situation, especially in urban schools. They don't know these things. They have never seen them. They don't understand. And now, we don't even, that day, I wish you saw the clips from that school. They and all the grandma, Gen Z grandmas. Yeah? They don't relate with that grandma with a stick. You know, like, hi, no, you couldn't be a grandma, sindio? How do a child enact to be a grandma? Anyway, the future focus areas for Child Fund is, of course, foundational learning and literacy. We are looking into learning through play. That is into our future programming, or where we are seeking, if we have to create projects focusing on education, we focus on learning through play, inclusive and equitable learning, foundational skills, and value to build communication, creativity. As we talk, I think some of these skills that are well stipulated in CBE, they are some of the things that our learners do not know. They are not creative anymore. They don't know how to collaborate, but I'm sure it is one of the generation that will collaborate so handy. Someone jokes and say, the Muslims are so collaborative, that's why they are taking over South Sea and Isiri. But as Christians, you know, I'll not explain. So I'm admiring the CBE learners, because if they collaborate as they are being taught in class to share one book, all of them, maybe it will be one of the best cohort that we shall ever produce. Then digital literacy and ICT, teacher capacity building, because it is something that we really need into it. Then also learning environment and infrastructure. That is by improvement of the learning environment, focusing on WASH. That is where our main focus right now in schools is in WASH. Then parental and community engagement, we have a lot of programs that goes into the parents on an educational parental engagement. Like last week, we had a training of around 700 parents on how they should be engaged in their learners' education, issues to do with socio-emotional learning, issues to do with engaging in homework, learning by play, you remember the way our parents used to draw one on the ash? Munapika lakini anakuandikia one, unasoma one. Anaandika A, unasoma A. Ukisoma vibaya anafuta, anaandika. Na unasoma capital A, small a. Then monitoring and evaluation, of course, for data-driven decision making and for evidence. Then gender transformative pedagogy. That it is, sometimes we put it wrongly. We end one day, we were doing a lesson observation in one of the schools. And the teacher says, when your mother goes to church, and when your mother goes to church, and I think he didn't put the father is being left at home, but automatically if the mother is the one who is going, it means the father is being left. So what does that say? It is the father who doesn't go to church most of the time. So we don't want issues like that. It is a mother and father who can go to church. So that we change the thinking of a child that these are some of the gender kind of duties, these are a specific gender kind of duties. So we are also focusing on gender transformative pedagogy. This is one of the teacher training. We did like 16 rounds of them, like that is 16 days of training. We train them during holidays. They go, we do need assessment, we come up with a new training, then we train them again. This is advocacy. I think this is a chief, an ACC, that is Frinda over there, and a few people, I think two of them are chiefs. This is the same advocacy meeting. We were lucky to have Omwega. Thank you very much for gracing our meetings. We really discussed Key Vital, and they really loved him. They thought that he works for the ministry. He had points here, and he was so impactful. These are some of the runners that we are having in schools. I think this was a discussion. The boy here is the one who became position 3. During the coding, this is Njiro Primary, they were in a digital or technology-enabled class. Thank you very much. I go?
Thank you very much, Eva, for sharing with us the evidence that you have collected out there in the field in the 3 counties, which is Nairobi, Murang'a, and Kiambu. Now, we are moving next to the next session, where we have some breakaway sessions. And the breakaway sessions are 2, where we shall be speaking about the refugee agenda and the gender agenda. So at this time, people who are willing and want to participate in the gender agenda will remain in this room. People who are willing and want to participate in the gender agenda will remain in this room. Those who are willing and want to participate in the refugee agenda, we shall go outside. There is another room where we are going to go. So you have to belong either in the refugee or the gender. Sawa sawa? So that you can't get lost in between there. Are we together? Are we together? So those who are remaining here ni watu wa gender. Those who are discussing issues about refugee will move outside, and we shall have the session moderator, Mr. Osman, who will go with them outside. So kindly, let us meet outside with Thomas so that we go to our room. Those who are going to engage on the refugee agenda. Those who are remaining inside, so after the breakaway rooms, we shall break for lunch so that we come back after lunch for the other session. So those who are going outside, kindly, 3 minutes so that we can start our breakaway rooms, kindly. 3 minutes. The refugee agenda will be moving outside to another room. The gender agenda will remain here. As they move outside, kindly I'll call upon those who are facilitating, moderating the gender agenda to come forward, kindly. Those who are facilitating or moderating the gender agenda. Okay, those who are joining the refugee agenda, tumetoka. Yes, I see the moderator for the gender agenda coming. Thank you. I can see those who are joining the refugee agenda going. Thank you. So I believe those who are seated here are the ones who are interested in the gender issues, who are going to discuss on the gender agenda. So welcome very much. Karibu sana, Madam Susan. Karibu sana, Madam Susan and Onzere, our moderators.
Good morning once again. Hamjambo. From Rift Valley, specifically in Narok, we normally say, enda soba boge. Sema soba, enda soba boge. Messi Sengai, sema amen. Messi Sengai means praise the Lord. Here iko sawa. Thank you very much. I would like to introduce myself. I'm Susan Kasero. Susan Kasero comes from Rift Valley, Narok Sen. Susan Kasero works for an organization called Osiligi Rescue and Empowerment Network. It's a CBO. Osiligi is a Maasai name that means hope. Mainly we give hope to women and girls, specifically those who are affected by harmful cultural practices. And we give them hope through education and skills. So today we are here representing gender, and we are not alone. We have our team members are here. And so I would like to give my brother to introduce himself, kindly.
Good afternoon. I'm Tom Onzere from Vihiga County, a member of the gender thematic group that covers 8 counties that were on the project, plus about 3 other non-participating counties. Asante.
Okay, thank you. At least now we are not strangers. Mnatuelewa vizuri who we are. Gender, we have counties that were implementing that program. The program was decreasing barriers to adolescent girls, education and skills. That's the project that we were implementing. And the implementing counties were Narok, Nyeri, Homa Bay, West Pokot, Bungoma, and kindly, if I mention your name, I'll prefer you just stand. Let us know who are implementing this program. So Narok, I'm here, and I have my colleague from Narok. Is she around? Maybe she's not around. It's okay. Nyeri, someone from Nyeri? Nyeri? Where is he? Ametoka pia. Homa Bay? Yes, we have our brother there, Homa Bay. West Pokot, the implementing organization from West Pokot. Asante sana Mama Yangat. We normally call her Yangat, hata hatujui jina lake, but ni Yangat too. Yes, then we have Bungoma County of Bungoma Sen. Very good. Yes, they are there. We have Tana River Sen. Very good. We have Wajir. Wajir wako? Good, no, he's there. And then we have other counties or Sens that were giving us moral support and advice. We have Vihiga and Nakuru. Nakuru, sijaona Cosmos somewhere? Yes, and Nakuru. They were together with us. They've walked with us this journey. They would correct us where we go wrong. They would advise us where we need advice, and we've walked with them this journey. The program started in the year 2023. Yes? Nyeri. Oh, Nyeri. Oh, Nyeri, you are now in the house. Kindly, Nyeri, say hi to us. Hi. Hi, how are you? Very good. He's our brother from Nyeri. Nyeri were also implementing the project. The project started 2023, and it is about to end today. But God willing, our prayer and our desire as usual, kwa wale wote tuko hapa, si huwa tunaomba, and every morning we wake up and pray that God will give us another chance to serve humanity. When the project started, we had objectives of the whole thing, and the objective was to enhance community engagement in gender barriers to education. Objective number 2 was to track effective implementation to policy addressing gender inequalities. And the third objective was to enhance civic education engagement in girls' education. So it was majorly about girls' education, and it was very strong. It came out very strongly about girls' education in our country. The way it started, we started by having a Secretariat courtesy visit to Ministry of Education, national level, which was a very successful courtesy call to that office. And then from there, Secretariat started visiting all the Sens within the 8 counties. And when they visited the Sens, they will meet with the CDEs to have survey. So during the survey, that's when they got to know exactly what county requires. So the work they were doing was not from guesswork. We had given them our reports, but yet they visited the ground. They went to those offices, and they got to know exactly what we were supposed to do. So we were implementing according to government structures again. From there, we started now, the whole program started implementation, and we held community dialogue forums in all the 8 counties. That was the third program. We also had SEN capacity building in all the 8 counties, where during the SEN capacity building, we would invite other stakeholders and government officials within those meetings, and we discussed more about barriers to girls' education. So as you know, as you could be aware, barriers are different in each and every county. So counties are dealing with different issues, and that is why we had different stakeholders, because every stakeholder will give views from their own perspective. So we had those capacity building meetings, and SEN members were invited. I want to believe they can echo that they were invited in those meetings with other stakeholders in the county and also the county officials. From there, we had regional forums. Like in our region, in all the regions, we had regional forums to strengthen SENs within the region and the coalition as well. That is why our coalition is known in each and every county education offices and also the regions, because we had those meetings at a regional level. And from there, we had SEN support we were given sense support to implement priorities. After visiting all those areas and having all those meetings, we came up with the priorities, and now we were given sense support to implement the priorities. After implementing, when we implemented priorities, after a certain period of time, I think quarterly or something, we had regional meetings. After implementation now, here in Nairobi, we used to meet now and discuss where you've gone, the far you have gone, what is remaining on your side. You'll be given we just discuss matters on how we are going on with the project. And then we finally had a project meeting review that we met here, and we reviewed on the project, what we've managed to do, where we are at the point, and what is expected of us in future. Because definitely, even if the project is coming maybe to an end today, remember we have tomorrow, and we are hopeful. We always live by hope. Yes, so we are always hopeful. And so we had that review meeting where we discussed what we've been doing. Now, with sense support, implementing priorities, we had several priorities that we implemented at every single county, but remember we were working as a team. So we were able to coordinate very well, and at this point I want to welcome my brother Onzera to come and give us the priorities that we implemented. Karibu sana.
Okay. Thank you, Susan. On the issue of sense support to the 8 regions, for Nyeri, they had a thematic meeting targeting STEM, promoting STEM for adolescent girls, and this was carried out in the TVET institutions and the Kenya Medical Training Center. In Wajir County, they had a stakeholders forum that targeted gender champions, SEN members, and they also made it a meeting for publicity to create awareness of what the SEN is doing in Wajir. In Homa Bay County, they had a thematic meeting targeting teenage mothers. For Bungoma, they had a community dialogue on positive parenting that was very successful, which has prompted the county government to promote about 60 groups with capacity building sessions for positive parenting. In Narok, they had a meeting with elders on the issue of FGM. In Vihiga, we had a stakeholders forum strengthening relationship between the various stakeholders so that we got a better understanding of whether it was Kupet, whether it was NAT, whether it was KEPSHA, whether it was the CSO, whether it was the County Director of Education, a better understanding of each stakeholder's role. Asante.
Tumeelewa vile amesema? Tumeelewa? What we've implemented? What we've managed to do up to this point? Yani seriously, hakuna kitu tumefanya. Yani like seriously, yoyote tumeongea hamjaelewa vile tumefanya. Let me use layman's language. Exactly, that's what I expected. Ajua mimi napenda kukuwa appreciated. So if I do well, mna to appreciate. Sawa? Let me give you an example of what we did in Narok. He has just mentioned something.
We didn't hear what Canariva and West Pokot did.
Oh, hey, West Pokot kwanza mama yetu ya Ngat, seriously. Na vile alikuwa na very, ebu atatuambia, let her tell us, kindly, just come over, come here. What akuja atuambia, sindio enter na river. They had a very good implementation actually. That was so impressive. Good, we have a...
Yeah, thank you very much. I think Viga, you skipped West Pokot. What we did, we approached adolescents, that's the girls. We talked to them and also the elders, that's the mothers and the parents of these children. That's what we did in West Pokot.
Good, thank you. The other county ilikuwa Tana River. Where are you? Yeah.
There exists the County Education Network. What we actually deliberated on was on the issue of barriers to learning for girls and children with special education needs. This is what we have as a summary. The barriers identified: socioeconomic and cultural attitudes. Some parents and community members undervalue girls. Education, traditional roles may prioritize early marriage, domestic chores, caregiving, which reduces school attendance for girls. There was also the issue of safety, infrastructure, sanitary facilities. There's lack of adequate and gender-sensitive infrastructure, e.g. separate toilets, water, sanitation, which reduces retention, especially for adolescent girls, that is during the menstrual hygiene days. Schools have poor facilities and discourage girls from continuing. There's also the issue of lack of facilities which are disability friendly, like the accessible latrines and ramps. Those issues are actually cropped up so much during the meeting. Thank you. That's the summary we have.
Asante sana. At least now you have a point. Sindio, umeelewa what we've managed to do. In Narok, one point was left out, which is a very strong one, about legislation. You see, in Narok, we have this anti-FGM policy. Anti-FGM policy has been instilled for so long. So we were able to come up with other stakeholders. We pushed it, and today we can proudly say that it is working. Isn't that a success story? We also, though, there was an issue about elders. You know, FGM and early marriage is a culture issue. And being a culture issue, we were able, for quite some time, we were able to go with other stakeholders. We were able to go a journey with the cultural chiefs. I think I posted those photos somewhere in our wall. We were able to go to walk a journey with cultural chiefs and Mar Council of Elders. It has been a journey of not 1, not 2, not 3 years. It has been a journey. And so thanks to EYC, we've been supporting our journey. And during this year, 16 days of activism, we were able to bring them together. Our guest was supposed to be the President of the Republic of Kenya, His Excellency Ruto. Okay, is that the way it's supposed to be? Whatever. Okay. Yes, but unfortunately, just the day before declaration, the chiefs came. They called us for a meeting, and they told us, we did not say we are coming to sign that we do not want FGM. And we were like, what have we been doing for the last 3 years, you people? So, but again, they told us, hold on, you people. What we are saying is, as from now, from this year now, there are some ceremonies that uncut girls don't join. So if it is a ceremony, you're a husband, you're supposed to walk as a couple, but if your wife is not cut, you cannot enter that ceremony with your wife. So what happens, as a wife, I'm not cut, and I want my husband to go to that ceremony, I'll just get him a woman to go with, because after all, what do? It's either that way or you cut me. So from that very day, the declaration was done. It was all over in the social media. It was in national television. And they signed that as from now, next time, even uncut girls will be allowed to enter into those ceremonies. Is it a success story? Yes. So thanks to EYC for supporting such a great initiative. And that will not have happened were it not for our friend EYC through Nairobi County. They gave us support as the donor. We have We World Organization, Madam Alice, sisi wote tunamuelewa. I think tunafaa kuwa tunamuita Auntie Alice. Auntie Alice, thank you for supporting us so much. We also have our sister, huyu tunamuita sister, Akili Dada. Where is Akili Dada? Akili Dada is in the house. Thank you very much for your support as a donor. And also we have HKSAI. Who are these? Are they in the house? Yes. Those were the donors of the program. They supported EYC in all this, and that's how we were able to come up with all this. This is how we were able to achieve what we've achieved within the 3 years of project implementation. Thank you. Aya, nipigeni makofi tena. Makofi mzuri. Good. Now, at that point, we've talked so much. You've heard what we've managed to do. I would like you to tell us, after makofi sasa, kindly we would like to hear, what did we do well? Kuna mahali unasikia tulifanya what you expected us to do. What did we do well? Is that okay? Or where do we go right? Just that, positives. Think positively now. Kindly be positive. Sawa Nyeri, you have something?
Thank you very much. Maybe just to top up on what she's saying, and then I'll be able to say what we can be able to do better next time. I want to take this opportunity to thank UIC for the support they gave us in implementing this project in our various counties. I want to say that the key thing that also worked for us was bringing also the partners on board, that we did not work alone. We had quite a number of series of activities that we were able to undertake. And one of the things that also we are proud as Nyeri is that we were able to launch a youth-friendly center and also a safe house for the girls. We were able to partner with the government, and we were able to, through the process, we were able to work with them, launching the premises and ensuring that also the government equips the premises, whereby wherever they need the services, it will be easy for them to get the services. And together with other partners, whereby, again, we're able to provide like the psychosocial support that is needed. We're able to come in and provide the psychosocial support that is needed. So basically, we're able to integrate several activities. The 16 days of activism, together with the Wales Day, together with the medical camp, at least addressing some of them, the issue that the community were facing. And one of the key issues that we experienced was the issue of incest within Nyeri County. There's a specific sub-county that we experienced the issue of incest. And we are in the process of doing quite a number of barazas together with the children department, whereby we are advocating that the issue of incest should be taken to court. Because what used to happen was they were saying hii tusuluhishe nyumbani, jina ya mzee isiharibiwe kwa mtaa. You get it? So we are pushing this issue, let it not be solved at home level, but let it go further. And we are happy to mention that there are cases that we have a man who is now serving a jail term in prison because of defiling mjukuu. Anaitwa mjukuu wake. Because of the defiling a mjukuu, we are happy to report that. Something that also we need to look forward as we proceed. We know the landscape of donor is decreasing. Is it true? It is decreasing. So we need to think of the initiative that we have begun. How will they go even without us not being in the picture? How can the government take over some of these things even when we are not there? Because I normally say today Filia Mission Kenya is there. Tomorrow Filia Mission Kenya will not be there. Because we know that the children that we are serving, government are the custodians of these children. So we need to think what can be done to ensure that there's sustainability. Like what we had, the USAID was there. And then all of a sudden USAID went. Is it true? Yeah. And then we had now issue of people saying that we don't know what will happen. Now we need to think outside the box. What will happen there? So that's something that we need to think as partners. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Is that at least now we know. But now I want to guide you people. Kindly allow me to do so. Nisawa, we have, at the interest of time, because we have very few minutes remaining because of our time, I'm kindly requesting this. We'll go step by step. We'll have a place to give out our proposals, what we want, what we'd like to be done in future, and all that. So now, so that we may help the rapporteur to get points very clearly, I would like us to give exactly to answer this question, positive things that you've noted in these projects. positivity. Just with a sentence or a word. Very briefly, because I can see we have so many hands up. Kindly, we need to direct to the point. You did this, you did this, you did this. We need like 5 to 7 points of what we did positively. Ni sawa sawa? Is that home? Okay. Let's start from back there.
Yeah, thank you very much. One, I wanted to commend all of you. You did well, all of you who are implementing this project. But what I can commend, and you did very well, is Narok, when you developed the policy. Because without the policy, without legislation making you to move forward, when the project ends, people referred to what they were doing. So Narok, kudos.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Next we have Upper. That row.
My name is Apollo from Kericho, Sen. I want to give my compliments also to the Narok team. I know gender is culturally and socially constructed, and we know our communities in Narok. I want to also ask maybe what plans do you have so that do you have to enhance male engagement in this move? Because I've been to a place called Luita, which is very far. And I interacted with the community. We had a community dialogue. And for sure, you need support in making sure that the gender agenda is realized, especially when we are talking about sustainable development goals. So thank you very much for the good work you are doing, but we want that male engagement. We want the participation of men and also maybe women in political space so that they can assist you in matters to do with legislation and policy making. Thank you very much.
Noted. Point home.
Good morning. My name is Dr. Joel. Good afternoon, sorry. My name is Dr. Joel Ruto. Briefly, project implementation was awesome, very systematic. You could see the flow of events. Secondly, congratulations on pushing the FGM policy. You nearly nailed it. You are nearly there. Push further.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. We have a brother there.
Gender.
We have someone. Yes, one.
Thank you. I also wanted to congratulate all of you for what you have achieved. But more so, Nyeri Sen for bringing out that incest thing, because things start going bad at the family level. If we raise the children well within the family, then we have a wholesome society. So when we realize that before even they come out to the society, they have had problems of incest even from the family, which again is shielded. So I want to congratulate Nyeri Sen and emulate that in other areas so that we can raise wholesome family. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. Then finally, let's appreciate her. Kindly, pale kuna.
Okay, thank you very much. We were also privileged to have the GPV program in Bungoma, and the key matching issues, we had a procession from the DCC's office, purposely walking around and engaging the stakeholders. And this actually realized that we need to engage the parliamentary policy makers within the county so that they can set aside funds to support the GVV programs when maybe EYC is not in a place to do that. We also had the gender issues is not about women. It is cutting across to men. And some men actually testified that they are also being even slapped and beaten by women. But because they need to protect their integrity, they keep that silent. So we told men to be open that they are also being what? They are facing the gender problems. And when a man is provoked that is the result of this gender activism. When a man is being provoked by women, you women, don't provoke a man. We need to sit down and have dialogue so that you also know how to address a man when that man is wrong. And if that man is wrong, is when GPV is realized that that man is going against the gender issues. So we need to sit down and raise that at that level. And also, overprotecting the ladies tend to undermine the other gender, and that gender issue may not get out. So we also need to look on that, the other opposite side of the gender. That came out within our program. So we realized that we need to sit down as stakeholders, have training and awareness, so that each gender side plays a cool role to make that project a real.
Okay.
Are you getting me? So men in the house, if you are hurt by your gender counterpart, come up and say it loud. And it was something that came out within those meetings. So in different counties, meet those parliamentary committees so that they set aside funds to support at every time up. And Bungoma is...
Thank you. That was a way forward, but currently we were requesting for compliments. And then we'll have another chance for way forwards.
Okay.
So that our...
and I also want to report that Bungoma was reporting the highest number of cases.
Yes.
Countrywide. So we need to take Bungoma so seriously, especially Mount Elgon on Kopsiro side. Thank you.
Thank you. Kindly take it to the end. Wanaume, 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 wanaume. Sinasikia wanaume wametetewa. Kwani tunawafinyili, angalieni hapa, wanaume ni wengi. Yes. Somebody, Ngumi, kindly. Okay.
Thank you so much. It was a good project. I'm Jacob Ngumi from Machakos Sen. Two issues. One is about the report of the project, because it's scanty information which you have given us. Maybe we need a formal report of the project so that we can borrow and implement in other counties. Number two is we know government officers at the county level, they are more active when there is funding. When there is no funding, they're not really active. So what mechanisms and structures have you put in place to ensure you sustain the projects after the funding is over?
Thank you. Before we come back here, we have someone there. We had a hand here. Hapo. Yes. And then we only have 4 minutes. We only have 4 minutes for this. So can you just compliment direct to the point?
Thank you so much. I'm Reverend Johnston Nyongesa from Bungoma. Well, my chair has said a lot, but what I want to say, all in all, the program went on so well. But for sustainability purposes, we need to work very closely with the government, because I realized, and our coordinator Alex can attest to this, that when we brought in the gender, the director of gender, national government, Bungoma County, and she was able to put us on a platform, enable us to join the committee, and this made us as Sen members to ride on, and we're still going to ride on the more of their activities as we sell our agenda. So for sustainability purposes, let's work very closely with the government, because normally the directorate of the gender, they're exposed to so many donors who come on board. So for us, like the Sen Bungoma, we have already put ourselves on the map, and we are going to enjoy and ride on the partnership with the government. Thank you.
Wow, that's a very good proposal. I like it. Kabla ukuje hapa, there is a young girl here. Wacha tu tupatie huyu mrembo. There is a young girl there. Yes. It's good to empower these our young, upcoming young people. Hey.
Thank you for the opportunity. And first of all, I would like to congratulate you and your team for the amazing job you are doing. The other thing is on, I just have a question, so you can just answer. mbio mbio nimalizane nao cause inaniuma sana. And my question is, you have done a very good job on the FGM stuff. My question goes like this. So what if the girls are already exposed to it? How do you monitor their mental health?
Oh, thank you. I think I'll just give direct answer. With the help of WeWorld, that's why I said we should call her Auntie WeWorld. We have 2 counselors, professional counselors. Actually, as Osiligi, she's talking to me as Osiligi. As Osiligi, we have an empowerment center. So within the center, we have a safe space. And also, we have counselors, professional counselors, actually a male and a female. So for those who are ready for the victims, we give them psychosocial support. And after psychosocial support, that's where we identify the need of taking them either back to school or giving them a skill. That is an empowerment program because of Is your question answered? Thank you. That is part of sustainability, actually, of the program. When we have young people coming up, that is about sustainability. Si ni ukweli? Sisi tunazeeka, tukiondoka tunawaachia. Then we had a burning question here.
Yeah, but we have Isiolo here as part of the gender
Okay, I'm sorry.
My name is Joseph Kalapata from Isiolo, and the gender project has been a very successful one within Isiolo. Although Isiolo has a lot of issues, especially on drug abuse, inclusively. But through the Ministry of Education and other stakeholders in the county, and especially the support from the ministry, where we had all the sectors, the TSC, the Ministry of Education, the gender from the county are very supportive toward what has been going on in the county. Although there are so many challenges, but there is the challenge on the policy practice, because the law policy practice around the county. Then the other thing is there is also poor communication due to the infrastructural challenges that are facing the county. But at least now the county has moved toward lobbying toward the Safaricom and other communication tools to enable communicate. The other thing that has been very successful is the vernacular radios through the gender issues. And we have actually many cases that have been successful, because we have cases reportedly that a man was jailed for 30 years for killing a woman in Isiolo. That was a very successful case conducted by one of our partner organizations called Isiolo Gender Based, which is a very focal organization on genders. Lastly is the parental challenge. There is a challenge of lack of parental guidance around the county. Lack of parental guidance. In as much as we are trying through the organizations and partnership, but there is challenges on parental guidance. Like you saw the other day in the television, wale watoto wa shule wa Daystar University, and with a friendly judge. I think most of you have seen that one. That is the challenge, because of there is lack of parental guidance. Whereas you believe your child is an angel in your house, but outside there is evil, in his own style because of lack of parental. That is some of the challenges. Though we have many, we also thank UIC because lastly they were actually in Isiolo County and they witnessed the Ministry of Education, all the sectors, partnering and supporting the project. Thank you so much.
Okay, because of time, we only have 4 people who will talk. We have one hand there. We persist sana. And then we have a lady here who had said it's a very burning question. So I think, allow me to only take the 4. Really?
Okay, for me, I think it is said that there are many ways to kill a rat, and Narok, you have proven that it's not a must. We say that we have to cut, like lazima wasichana, the fighting against is FGM. Si lazima we don't want the cat. You have told us that kuna ile culture cultural event whereby a man has to attend with a cat woman. But you've told us, according to how you fight FGM, it's not a must for now. They have declared that it's not a must for you to attend the culture with a wife who has undergone FGM. For me, that is a great achievement, because in near future, the rate of FGM will have declined.
Oh, thank you very much. Next to you, and then Alice, alafu tukikuja hivi tukimalizia.
God is good.
All the time.
I have a natural microphone, so mine, we are among the large counties in Nakuru about the Kicd project. We were not a part of the initial counties, but due to strategic positioning of Nakuru, which is the spiritual headquarters of Kenya, political headquarters of Kenya, the Uganda Nakuru did the project. Now we really benefited because through that project, number one, we've been able to push for the gender policies as stalled for since 2014. It's almost being finalized. Number two, we have you remember the litigation of which we read in Nakuru for the implementing counties. We had the issue of the gender reproductive health education bill that we were able to come up with the CSOs, and it was passed. And despite the fact that we were able to remove some of the clauses that we are not gender, but anything on gender like the safe houses, gender response, psychosocial support was not removed from the government. Niao kwa mutazami nitaongea tena.
Thank you. Mine is just one. First of all, they are Bungoma. Actually, you have said women, eh? So both genders, please, as you campaign advocacy, the issue of, we have talked that women are the ones who are like, ametumia which term? Provoking, not only women, even men. Can we do advocacy and say both genders, because it's not only women, even men. And it is happening mostly. And it's not only in Bungoma, but other areas. Then there is something about somebody who has inquired about anti-FGM campaign. Apart from counseling, for real, anti-FGM campaign can cause more harm, especially in schools. Yeah. So we have to be very sensitive, and what we are doing, that was a very good question. What we are doing, we are engaging teachers. That's why we have done guidance and counseling for teachers. We are also working with the Ministry of Health. They are doing the sexual reproductive health, right, so that they can be able to, in case, telling the girls they can still survive and the consequences, repercussions, and in case in future somebody would like to go for reconstruction for those ones who have undergone it, but more so, to accept themselves. We usually engage even motivational speakers so that these girls can accept themselves. It's bad because when it's introduced in a bad way, some boys will directly stand up and say, I cannot marry a girl who has not undergone FGM, which can affect a girl in her life, feeling that self-esteem may go down. So that's a good question. Let's all of us take it up as we do our campaign. The other one, male engagement, that's a good one. Yes, we cannot do without male engagement. Being an African, within African culture, we know in most of our households, men are the people who make the decisions, or they are the main heads of the house in most of our houses. So what we are doing within the community with Osiligi and others, we usually organize men's forum, and it is usually goat eating in various communities. We have other local organizations such as the community health partners, ACK, they are called them ADS, South Rift, in Narok. What they do, we support them to go and organize men's forum. They slaughter goats, because when men are called, invited for goat eating, they will turn up, and they turn up in large numbers. And there, that's when they are able to discuss those issues. Then in schools, that is where we are looking now for people to come and empower boys. That is something that for the boys engagement, that is something we are working on. And I would say for boys empowerment, currently in most of the schools, it's a gap, and we are working towards it. Thank you.
Asante sana. Hapa. Okay.
Good afternoon. Okay, my name is Anne from Nakuru. Kwanza nataka kuwapongeza kwa kazi nzuri ambayo mnafanya. And then what I like is you did in a different areas. And I believe you found that the problems there, they are cross-cutting. They're almost the same. And the main cause was to ensure that girls, they have the retention and the transition in schools.
Yeah.
I think that was the main.
Yes.
Yes, Sindio.
Yeah.
So now that you have realized that the problem are the same, we should also continue that the same girls, they are retained and they transit to the next level. Thank you.
Asante, kuja direct hapa. Is the question still burning? Ama iliacha kuburn? Imeacha?
Imetulia kidogo after Alice talked about what was really burning me. I think we are all CSOs here, and there is this issue of boys. Our boys are endangered, by the way. Anytime I attend our gender meeting, we are always talking of girls, women, and maybe people with disabilities. But in rare cases, do we talk about boy child? And we are losing our boys every day. I think there's a need of us as CSOs. Let's start programs to support our boys. Let's create spaces where we can gather them and have a conversation. They need to be guided. They need to be mentored, just as girls are empowered. Girls are so empowered nowadays. I was watching something on Twitter, and it was a Mugidu night, I think. That's how you call it, Kikuyus. And that Mugidu night, it was 80% women. So everyone was wondering, where are men? Sawa sawa. So guys, let's change this conversation. Let's start a conversation of how to empower boys. What do we do? Elimu yetu coalition, mtusaidie. Please, that is really burning. I'm a mother of boys and I know it's bad. Where we are heading is not good. Sawa sawa. Yeah.
Thank you. That was a way forward. So rapporteur, kindly note that it was like a way forward. And I think our time is over, and we need to have. Yeah, continue.
Yes, mimi nashukuru sana kwa zile sauti ambazo zimetoka katika county. I appreciate work ambao wamefanya katika masuala mambo ya agenda. Kwa taarifa pia moja hapo ambao tumeweza ongeza sasa, we have already launched the SGBV policy. Yeah, we have the SGBV policy in place. Then also we have also done toll free, a number that we have in toll free there, and we are also giving out the P3 forms free for SGBV P3 forms and filling them free in the hospital.
What form?
P3s.
Oh, okay.
P3 forms. Yes, sasa tumeona kwamba it's a challenge kwa nini hapa. Then in terms of sustainability, we have already allocated some fund because for SGBV in the budget. So when the project phase out, now we can go on with the budget that we have allocated by the county government. Thank you.
That's wonderful. Hey, let's appreciate these people. Already work on the way forward. No, patia hawa kwanza waache kubana. Unajua wanaweza chomeka watu, si ndio? Yeah, they are burning.
Asante sana, Brenda from Kakamega County. My sister who just talked about the boy child, when I started raising my hands, that is where I was. I want to say that allow me to stand up. During these 60 days of activism, we've had different activities on the same, and as we can all, or we were all done our observation, you'll realize we are much more focused on girls and we've left the boys, and they are the main perpetrators, right? So I want to read just one or two of my going round with boy child, what I came across. I'll not give the context. My name is so-and-so. I've been suffering through masturbation since 2021, and I need help. I'm a Form 2 student in this day school, and the contact is there. That is a boy child. Meaning when this boy child is masturbating and cannot get means to masturbate, definitely this boy will end up doing something like defiling. I'm a child who has been brought up by another one. I'm a child who has been brought up by a single parent, and I stay with my mother. But sometimes when I look at my mother, I lust at her. I need guidance so that I can focus in education. So just one among the many, these are, in fact, this one we were doing it when we were doing the session with the boys, and we really wanted to know what are the challenges that boys are going through that maybe drives them to sexual abuse. On that note, we realized that we have forgot men, and these are the people who are the main perpetrators. If I were not to be here today, we were closing up our programs today through the police cells and then through the Kakamega prison, because that is where we are. And it didn't stop the program to continue. My teammate on the ground in the morning, they did it at the police cells, and then those who are being brought in court, just to talk to them and understand why they are the main perpetrators. Because if you stay in a court or you run in a court, you'll realize it is only one woman who will be brought among 10 women. I can see you are standing up because of time, but allow me just another 1 second on the same. We need to create forums for boy child. They need to understand the repercussions of making many school dropouts. Who are the dropouts? Boy child or girl child? Who are the dropouts? Girl child. It is the girl child who drops out. And who is the cause of a girl child to drop out? It is the boy child. So it is a two-way traffic where, as much as we are focusing on girls, we must also get back and draw a line back to the boys and see to it that two alignishe. On that same note, God has blessed Sambrin. We have put up a safe space for children who are dropping out of school, that is in Kakamega County, because this year alone, 18 cases were acquitted, reasons being PW1 could not be found to testify. Wanatoroshwa. So we have set up a safe space specifically for sexual gender-based violence that will support our children on the same. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Kindly allow me to point out this one. Let's come back to our meeting. We are talking about decreasing barriers to adolescent girls. Tuko pamoja, that is the project that was being implemented. We have so many other projects that are being implemented, and when time to give way forward and report for those program comes, we'll still do that. But currently what we are discussing, it is this project that was being implemented with the topic, decreasing barriers to adolescent girls. So kindly, and again, let's not give our way of things. I'm requesting this. We have a rapporteur who is pointing me. Kindly, they want to have those reports, compliments of the way the program was run. And if you get a mic, I'm kindly requesting you, take a minute or two at most. Give compliment and a way forward if you have any. Lakini tumesema ni kwa direct to the point. Sini sawa? Ndio tuweze kusaidiana. Otherwise, if you come with your idea, you have the way you... Like now when we talk of boy child, we don't have data. Or maybe this project was not about the boy child. Next, we have a project maybe that will come about the boy child. Sini sawa sawa? So wakija kupeana report yao, we will talk about that. But at the moment, we are talking about decreasing barriers to adolescent girls, and it is about the report that my brother gave out here. Kindly direct to the point, compliment, and a way forward, direct to the point. Iko sawa? A minute or? Someone already has a... Okay, Daisy, you have something?
Okay, just to answer the lady who asked EYC question about the boy child. You know, the government, for any intervention, we normally follow the data. So we have a pile of data on girls' barriers and girls' issue. That's why we have the project, and that's why we have the KPIL, which is all about the inequalities. So for us to come up with the boy child, it's just a request that maybe the boy champions or maybe other organizations to do a research based on gender, not on boy or girl, so as we can at least have a reality of what is in the ground for us to come up with those kind of interventions, because we are following data. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay, my name is Dennis from Kicd County. Mine is an emerging issue. Tumeongea juu ya gender, but we have non-binary gender. Those who we can never classify whether it's a girl or a boy. They are hermaphrodite. Where do we classify them? Because they are already ignored completely. They are not catered for. So that is a factor. Another factor on the gender is gender fluids. Those who change from, they are weakening from one sex gradually to the other. They should be catered for. Thank you for that.
Asante. Now from there, naona masaa yenye nilikuwa nimewekea hiyo imeisha. Now let me give directions. Ni sawa sawa? Ninakupatia niwe unakujiwa next. Kindly. So what I'm saying is, from now there, at least we've received enough compliments, I guess so, for our rapporteur. Now, we want to have the way forward. Suppose, just in case, wewe funga tu macho, just imagine, umefunga macho? Funga tu macho. Imagine, hii program imesemekana inaendelea. Are you imagining that? Ojo umeniangalia, you can't imagine, utakuwa unaniona. Funga macho, imagine. Program imesemekana inaendelea. How would you like us to do it? Or what would you wish us to do? Are you getting me? The way forward. Or what do you think we should do? Kuna kitu hatu kufanya and we were supposed to do. Or what advice would you give EYC or the team to do? Tumeelewa swali? Yes, the way forward. A point. Inaenda straight to the point. I like the way he has highlighted his points. Direct to the point. Story ni baadaye. Ni sawa. Don't explain too much. Niliambiwa jana, these are educated people. My educated friends here will elaborate for themselves. So, to a point, direct, because we have so many people who have the points.
Thank you, Jasper from Nairobi. Three things that were actually very positive in that. One, there was actually positive parenting. It really touched me, done by Bungoma. Congratulations for that, and that is where we need to start. There is an issue of involving cultural custodians in Narok. That is commendable, and that is the way forward. 3, Tana River. I've identified the barriers to girls, adolescents, girls' education. That is very commendable. And lastly, what I wish that if it continues, let's have more data, clear data, accurate data for anything that we are doing, inclusive the research biased on the boy child, vis-a-vis the girl child. That is how we can be able to identify and reduce the barriers.
Wow.
Thank you.
That's very nice.
Mary Martin from Nyamira. I want to challenge you people trying to stop FGM. Yes. To go deeper and do research on or to go deeper and dig into why a people could value such a harmful practice. What is it that is behind this practice that is making even the elders to hang on and hold on to it? And what value do they really think they are losing by cutting somebody's physical whatever? If you go into the background, dig into what is really behind this, maybe it might be easier to eliminate. I'm talking about this because even in Kicd, on the outside they will pretend that they have stopped, but underground, underneath, the practice is going on. Even under the clinical, the hospital, and so we need to go deeper into the roots of this cultural practice.
Thank you.
In order to uproot them. That's what I would want you to aim at next.
Point home, that means that's about research, sindio? Yeah, that's about research. Thank you. Na kama ulikuwa umeinua mkono mbeleni na tukakupatia nafasi, we want to give you again kindly. So if you had given your views, don't expect to get yeah.
I'm Felicitas from
after here.
I'm Felicitas from Baringo Sen. Tuseme kama hii nini inaendelea, I'm talking about way forward, sindio?
Yeah, way forward.
So I want to be
tunaweza kuunda hata vikundi, we start dispute resolution committees, tuendelee na kupigania. Sababu ukiangalia sasa unaona wamama wengi wameuawa, wazee pia wameuawa, vijana wanaendelea na kuua wasichana. So si lazima tutafute the solution. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Just to remind you people that we are giving way forward in case project about decreasing barriers to adolescent girls in school, in case that project continues. Sawa sawa? The way forward. Be so specific. We are dealing with this project. Ni sawa sawa? So if you are giving views, it is about decreasing barriers to adolescent girls, education and skills. Tuko pamoja? Yes.
Okay, asante sana. Naitwa Dorothy Chebet toka Baringo. Ili kusaidia wasichana waweze kuendelea bila matatizo, kwa sababu matatizo ni mengi. Pia tutumie kusukuma sheria katika kaunti zetu, kupitia bunge za kaunti. Kama tulivyofanya sisi elimu kwanza initiative, tulisukuma bill hoja ambayo ina linda wasichana ama ya kijinsia, gender based violence bill 2022, which is now the gender based violence acts of Baringo County, after being assented to by the governor. So now Baringo County, through Elimu Kwanza initiative, after sponsoring the bill in the county assembly, that's one of our highlights as an organization, to come up with laws and policy frameworks that remove barriers and strengthens the law to protect the girl child. so that the barriers that prevent them from seeking justice in the corridors of justice becomes strengthened by the county laws and by the national laws and the international protocols, like the Maputo Protocol, we have Beijing and others. So for me, that is what we should be doing. Let us look at the laws at the county level. Are they working towards the girl child, or are they strengthened? Because defilement is becoming a problem in Baringo County. Hapo ndio shetani amekuja na ameketi chini na ma-in-laws wake wote wako Baringo. Vile tunavyoongea sasa.
Thank you very much, Dorothy. Shetani tumkanyange, kanyanga shetani. Dorothy amesema shetani amekaa hapo, sawa sawa. Si tukanyanga shetani, kanyanga shetani. Ai jameni, yani kwa nini mko la deal na yeye? Kwa nini amumkanyangi? Aya tukanyanga shetani. Very good, our sister, you already have the mic.
Okay, good afternoon. This is Domitila Nyango Kemo, Vihiga County. Yeah, if all goes well, and I'm really praying that the project continues, what I'm just thinking, we should not forget, we should go this direction when it comes to matters, adolescents, gender intersectionality, and especially the forgotten intersex children. Thank you.
Okay, sawa sawa. Wacha tu huyo mwenye ako hapo next, kindly. Kuna, I so persistent.
Thank you. Again, my name is Frida. As a way forward, I would suggest that we leverage on more partnerships because there are very many local CBOs that are working at the grassroots. We could maybe form like a community of practice. We see what they are doing so that we are able to follow. There are some that are having gender champions. There are some that are having male champions and so many other things that we can learn from them. Thank you.
Wow, thank you. That's a very good proposal. Pale mwisho.
Okay, thank you. My name is Desta Makoba from Busia County. And I want to, as a way forward, I want you to advocate for the girls with mental disabilities. In most cases, we look at disabilities in terms of the visible disabilities, the physical and maybe the hearing impaired and the blind. But we have hidden disabilities of the mentally disabled children. And in most cases, when it comes to gender issues, those are the victims of maybe the gender-based violence. So maybe we need to put more efforts so that we can help these children, especially when it comes to positive parenting, and we should also support the parents. Most parents don't know what to do when it comes to their girls. When we walk in our streets, we see so many adolescent girls, some of them pregnant, some of them with children, and when you make some follow-up, you realize maybe these children had some mental issues. So let's support them and let's spread the gender issues across our nations. Thank you.
Wow, thank you. That's so good. About mental issue, honestly, it's a thorn in our flesh. Mental issue is a thorn in our flesh, and I think we should think about that.
Teresia Mumbo is my name from Makueni County. As you deal with the gender issues, we cannot forget this burning issue of drug and substance abuse. Most of our teenage girls are getting to drugs. And the moment you get into drugs and you don't have money, and some of these drugs you cannot stay without, they have to be defiled because now who will give you money? So as you do the gender issues, please consider the issue of drug and substance abuse. Thank you.
Asante, we are wrapping up. I hope hiyo roho hakuna mtu mwingine tumefungia. There is only one person hapo ndiye anamalizia hiyo roho, haturudi. Ni sawa sawa. Any burning, enye unajua ukichoma unaweza tuchoma, kindly.
Okay, my name is John Ekwomlo Kwawe from Turkana. Deal with the Turkana Children with Disability Organization, a co-founder. My question goes to empowerment for these vulnerable children or vulnerable girls in the side of financial inclusion.
Yes, thank you. That row we are done. Sawa, we are wrapping up. Kuna moja tu pale kwa hiyo row, the last one kwa hiyo row. And then we come to this row. This row, let me see.
Hi everyone. My name is Collins from CISBRO Foundation. We are new, we are getting to understand, but there are some programs that we are doing that is attached to gender. So as I've been listening, one thing that you have to take for all of us is that we have to start doing what we call community-driven solutions. And community-driven solutions is whereby we interconnect from different sub-counties, we do joint activities. Somebody have just talked about the 16 days. We have had the World AIDS Day, but now we are entering into a new year. What are the plans that we have within our sub-counties that we can interlink so that we can drive what we call youth-driven solutions? Second thing that I've seen during the talk, we have talked about primary, we have talked about junior, we have talked about senior. What happens after that? Because during all the sessions you have not heard. You have mentored somebody from childhood up to senior. Would you like to know what will happen after that? Because you might get these people, they'll be worse because they are not able to proceed beyond senior because there's no that support. So I think also that perspective, you can bring it into that lane so that we can have a full pathway for these young people. One day there'll be alumni to our organizations and to our schools since we have supported them fully. Thank you.
Thank you very much. There was a hand here, kindly hapa. Hiyo row we are done na tunakaribisha mgeni. Situmpigie makofi moja ya kumkaribisha. Welcome home. You said your organization is new here. Welcome home. EYC is our home. So ukifika kaa chini, relax and enjoy.
Thank you. My name is Peter Whitty, and way forward is there are some disposing factor to both genders. The policy of, it's not a policy, the practice of chasing away children from school because they have not paid some fee. So when they are going home, they are exposed to, they go home slowly, they don't have self-confidence, and others end up not really even reaching home. And that again increases some other predator or barriers to those adolescents. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We don't send them. We don't chase them. We send them. Sawa? So we don't chase. Can you use a better, at least
want to go, so you are chasing.
You send them. Okay.
Okay, good afternoon. My name is Lillian Onyango. Mine is just to tell the group that let's have more documentary than paperwork. Because documentary speaks a lot and people see what the reality is all about. Yeah. You see, like now we are just talking, giving our points, talking about what is happening. But when we go home, we forget. But something will always be triggering and it will be coming back. But when we watch a documentary, it will stick with us and it will force us to do something as quickly as possible. And then another one is to West Pokot. I don't know what they are doing about the Kwara dance, because this is what has been causing a lot of mayhem with the adolescents in West Pokot. What are you people doing there?
So as a way forward, Kwara dance, you people, you should know what to do with Kwara dance. EYC, mukisapota hao watu mkue specific. Kwara dance, wajue vile wataisort out.
Okay, a quick one. Way forward. Based on the submissions from the talks that have gone ahead, and especially what Mary has said and my neighbor here, the takeaways or the takeaways that the proposals that have been made, I would urge that another way forward is to invite interventions so that issues like doing a research on critical issue of FGM can be addressed adequately. Thank you. So we need to rally behind the way forward for interventions. Even if your program will pause kidogo, we have those who are starting. So you can take it up. Thank you.
Asante sana, tulikuwa tumebaki na very specific people. 1, 2, pale nyuma one of them, na mmoja pale. Kwa hii row hatukuwa tumemalizana na this row, so we had one person there, alafu tukuja tukirapa hapa tumalizie. And I'm requesting hapa tukuwe na only 2, 3 people kwa hii row.
Okay, thank you very much, Susan. Mine is very short. About the way forward, there's something my brother there said about gender confusion, whereby as if a girl may be confused if she's a girl or a boy. And I know as activists, we want something to be being activist about. I think it's very important to actually, and we have to also look at it as parents. How can you imagine if your child is confused? Maybe she's a girl and she's thinking or slowly transitioning into a boy. And it's something very, very important to consider, because maybe most of us here are old, so you may not know about maybe gays, lesbians. It's very, very important to know that nowadays even schools, girls' schools, there are such cases. In boys' schools, there are such cases. So we need to also think about that, and if possible, it's better to be in my view, it's better to be an activist against such vices, because it is a vice. And the problem now comes if the issue of hermaphrodites. For example, he mentioned that a child can be born with 2 sexes and stuff like that. So it's important to actually look at a way of handling this, and maybe also have a focus area against it, not in any way having a safe space for them. I don't think you can have a safe place for people who are being, confused in the agenda. And that is something that we should be very careful about. And if maybe I can talk to you as parents, mungangane mshikilie watoto wenyu asikuwe confused with their genders.
Asante, pale tupatie mtu mmoja, yule mwenye alikuwa ameinua mkono sana. We are wrapping up in the next 3 minutes.
Well,
so 1 minute, kindly.
Okay, good afternoon.
Afternoon.
My name is Stephen Odur from the Girl Agenda, but I'm also a journalist with the Nation Media Group. I believe the biggest conversation that we are supposed to be having, and with regards also to this project, has not started yet. In as much as we are dealing with the adolescent child, especially the adolescent girl is more attached, or should be more attached to the parent than she is attached to other members of the public. When I was growing up, I grew up in a family where my mother was a nurse. My mother would teach me about condoms. So how many parents here can actually come out with a condom and start teaching their boys about a condom? How many of the men inside here know about the female condom? How many of them do know about it? So it's a conversation that we are not having at home with our children, and that is why we are ending up with children that are getting pregnant. This same conversation is supposed to be happening in church. In church we are preaching about fornication, but we are not telling these children what fornication is all about. We're just telling them what the Bible is saying, it's a sin. But how is it subjecting them to future traumas? We are supposed to be speaking to these teens in church, and when we conceptualize that scripture in a way that they will pick it and will use it in life. We are having a case whereby the conversations parents are supposed to be having with their children are not happening at home. And that is why our children are experimenting outside there, things they're not supposed to be experimenting at an early age. So I believe that next, as we are moving forward, this conversation should not just be with the children alone in school. Let also bring the parents on board so that we can have a genuine conversation on sex education.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Point home. Point home. We have someone here. Yeah. Kindly, kama ulikuwa umeongea ukubali tu tumalizie. We are wrapping up. We are already past time. No, we have only 2 minutes. So kindly nikikupita unielewe.
Thank you so much, Susan. My name is Peter from Machakos, and looking into future projects whereby we are looking at a girl child. I know many of these girls are from vulnerable backgrounds, and one of the things that we need to keep on thinking about is to think about trauma-informed care as a service model, Because one thing that we know with trauma-informed care as a service model is that it acknowledges the impact of trauma. And then one of the things that we also need to be careful about is even thinking about the attitudes, the practices, and the language that we use that may trigger trauma, especially for youth, that is the girls, that have gone through some traumatic experiences. So it may be important to think about engaging the community and also the families to conduct a sensitization on trauma-informed care so that they understand the effects, the impact of trauma, and how they can avoid re-traumatizing their children. I know there have been submissions around mental health and some of the things that need to be done, but again, looking at practices, attitudes, and also the language that the parents, the community is using, especially to girls that have gone through exploitation and also abuse. That would be really critical. Thank you so much.
Asante sana, asante sana. Kuna mkono ulikuwa hapa. No, this one here. Sirudi kwanza mwenye alikuwa ameongea kwanza ndio tuweze kupatia kila mtu tunamaliza. This gentleman here, what's your name? Hussein? Wilson? Yeah, Wilson. Yeah, Wilson.
Before I give it to Wilson, I'm Edith Njeri Kera from Kiambu County. I had a point also. I lifted my hand. As much as you are talking about discrimination, kindly let's continue supporting the girl child. The girl child is more vulnerable than the boys. So, yes. If we give too much attention to the boys, we forget about the girls. Tunaweza kuwa na shida in future.
Thank you. That is a way forward. No, kila mtu ako na right ya kuongea na kutoa views zako, because it depends with counties actually. From where I come from, men are still kings. Unasikia king? So unasikia anakuambia siendi na wewe sherehe, hujakatwa, niletee mtu ama nijitafutie. Sasa na unamwambia pole, umepata mgani huyo wa mama fulani ya kuagi mzuri. It depends with the counties. Ni sawa sawa? Yes. So continue.
Okay, thank you so much. Langu ni kusema ya kwamba haya yote ambayo tunazungumuza, tunazungumuzia mtoto ama watoto wetu na elimu yetu na maisha yao ya baadaye. Kwa yale yote ambayo tumejua, tunaziweka chini na tutumie hawa watoto wetu ili tupate ukweli. Jinsi nimesikia dada wetu kutoka Kakamega amesema, ukikaa na mtoto atakwambia mimi naishi na mamangu na huwa namtamani. Hiyo tutapatia good data na vile tunaweza wasaidia. Si yale ambayo tunajua kuhusu watoto wetu na tulete on board. Tuhusishe watoto wetu kwa haya yote as a way forward ili tupate ukweli wa maneno yale ambayo wanapitia, na hiyo tutatibu the root cause. Hiyo ndio way forward.
Asante. As we wait for Daisy, tutapea wale wawili. As we wait for Daisy, kindly na mtu. Oh, she's already here. Daisy is already here.
What do I do?
It's already time.
Do I talk?
Oh,
it's me with the mic now. I'm Candy from Kicd County, where this FGM is done in a high rate, and I'm so much concerned as a mother, and they do it in the term of birthdays. We have so many cases of the FGM, and when we try to follow up, most of them are aunties, grandmothers, and when we take them to the chiefs, they really cry and say, "You are my daughter. Where do you want to jail me?" I request you, my sister, you are a neighbor there, Naroko County. You help me, assist me for this. You come to my county and assist me in counseling and help me to follow these cases. You know, when you are new there, you can do it better than me. So I welcome you to my county. At least assist me for the cases and stop this, because even the children themselves, they abuse each other and avoid companies because one tells the other that you have not been cut, so we can't share anything with you.
Yeah.
it is really done in a high rate, especially this month of the year. So it's a big cry. I'm so much concerned as a mother, and especially in our village. Please come on board and assist me there.
Point home. Thank you for that. A humble request. Sindio? Na mtu akiomba si anapewa. That was a very humble request. Asante.
Okay, Amani from Tana River. Mine is just a comment when it comes to the data. We know statistics is everything, but we always have a gap, especially when it comes to cases like rape or defilement. We've seen that there's a gap. The statistics that are there in the hospital are not the same with the police station and also our court system. So way forward, I think that we are supposed to come up with a system to ensure that all our data are integrated in all those three parts.
Oh, thank you very much. Last but not least, mpatie kindly. Let me persist sana, and then kindly give him. I think he's there.
Asante kupata fursa hii tena. Nahitaji kuongea juu ya ukeketaji wa watoto wa kike, ya kwamba mara nyingi tukiongea juu ya ukeketaji tunaongea tukilenga wanawake, tunawacha wanaume. I don't know whether you guys are informed, it is the men who encourage female genital mutilation. It is the men. Wanaume ndo wanaendekeza ukeketaji, kwa sababu ya kwamba instead of referring to it as FGM, men refer to it as FGD.
Okay.
D. What is the D standing for? Decoration.
Wow.
Yes. I've worked and lived in areas where FGM takes place so much. Tana River, Wajir, Garissa, Samburu, mention them. Ni wanaume wanaendekeza zaidi kuliko kina mama. Kwa hivyo wakati wa kujaribu kuzuia ukeketaji wa watoto wa kike, zaidi tusikose kulenga wanaume. Paka wanajifananisha wanaume. Mwanaume anasema mtoto wa kike ambaye hajatairiwa, hajakeketwa anafanana na mimi. Asanteni.
I can't believe at female genital what?
Decoration.
Decoration. What are you decorating, my friend? Hata imenishikisha moto na kwa sababu ya hiyo siongei tena. I'm done. Imenishikisha moto. Female genital can never be beautified. I'm done. Simbarikiwe sana. I want to give my brother to finish up that part.
Hey, naona mnataka pesa yote iende Narok. Wacha nivutie Vihiga kidogo. In finalizing, there are just one or two things I would like to highlight about Vihiga that we have been able to do as grassroots CBO. One is the issue of gender. Is it a national government function? Is it a county function? Vile tulianza kulikuwa na vita kali kati ya national government and county government, but tumeweza kutuliza kidogo on the issue of collaboration. Ya pili, tulipitisha county SGBV policy na imeharakisha maneno ya prevention and response. Among the positives we have the county GBV rescue center that has been established, and because we now have a policy, there is a possibility of budgetary allocation to the SGBV center. In this financial year, I think the county allocated 5 million to the GBV Rescue Center, which is a positive. And in finalizing, let me also talk about the issues that widows are facing. Even as we look at sexual violence, there's a lot of disinheritance and also widow eviction going on. And these widows, si wako na watoto, these children are also affected. We petitioned the county assembly to have intervention for the widows. And before the next AGM, I am confident we will have a widows protection bill in Vihiga County. Na kwa hayo yote, tupate mtu wa kuombea lunch. Asanteni.
Anasema uombe, wewe unajua kuomba. Wewe ndio umenominatiwa.
It's a gender role.
Okay, shall we pray? Very good. At least we have our mother who wants to pray for us.